Hosting the PGA Championship is a tremendous undertaking. Course preparations begin several years in advance, but getting the course in championship shape is just one part of a larger picture. GCSAA TV recently visited Hazeltine National Golf Club and spoke with GCSAA's certified golf course superintendent, Jim Nicol, about the off-course preparations for the 2009 PGA Championship.
We started this process 5 years ago with some of the golf course changes which have been noted in many articles and interviews in the past. But today I'll show you a little bit about the infrastructure that's going to happen prior to the event. 2 years ago, the PGA moved its administrative offices and sales team in to start organizing volunteers and selling chalets and corporate tables. They'll stay here until approximately October following the event to tie up any loose ends and finish off. And then our administrative staff, along with our golf shop, will be moving into these temporary facilities when we remove our clubhouse coming in October. As we pan across, you can see we cut in an entryway over here. This is parking for our corporate area, some of our volunteers, and our upgraded patron people. You can see the road out in the area that we cut into our farm field, which has been planted with alfalfa 2 years ago to provide a pretty solid parking area in case we have any significant rains. Merchandise tent will be down in the corner. Wanamaker will be along that grassy area. And coming into here, there will be the champions tents where they sell the corporate tables. Our member tent will be right on the left side of this road here, adjacent to number 1 green. This will be the Jacqueline Village. They're beginning to move in the flooring now, which I thought would be a little bit earlier, and some of the towers that must have been located locally here. A corporate chalet is a big soft-sided tent that can hold 100 to 150 people. It is a tent until they put the decorations inside and all the furniture, and at that time it turns into a chalet.
Traditionally, large generators are used to supply the power needed, but Hazeltine is taking advantage of the opportunity to lay some groundwork for future events.
As you can see, we have a big roll of electrical wire that's going to be dug in. We have electrical service up to this point, but in the other past championships, we've used gas-powered generators, the whisper generators. But because we'll be hosting the 2016 Ryder Cup, we believe this investment will pay off in the long run. And we also have a wonderful working relationship with the City of Chaska, who is the provider of our power in this area.
Nicol has also established a good working relationship with the PGA of America.
They have a person on site that takes care of all the off-course sundries that I really don't have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, but I do need to coordinate with them. For instance, making sure everything is marked up here, whether it's our underground utilities or someone else's, making sure the lots are ready so when they came in earlier than we anticipated, they'd be ready. Just coordinating in case there's anything that goes up, we mark everything, whether they're going under the ground or not. We mark everything around any structure. And prior to these things going up on the golf course, we'll put a growth retardant down underneath them so there hopefully isn't a lot of material that grows up and creates a mess for us after they leave.
Nicol is also planning for spectator traffic.
We're standing in the tall prairie between number 9 and number 1. This area behind me will be harvested in the week prior to the event with a mower, and then we'll bale it for hay. Instead of trying to keep it down all summer or trying to whack it down later on in the year right before the event and creating a mess. With our farmer here doing alfalfa, he'll do these areas, this particular one here, another one by 3T, and another short area by number 8. And this will allow the traffic to come through here very freely and won't jam up people because this is the main entryway coming from the main entrance.
Past experience will make cleanup of the gravel roads a much simpler process.
Historically, when building roads into these villages and the golf course, the temporary roads, they used to dig the road up and actually build a gravel road to the base and to find what they needed. what they're finding is they ended up taking these roads out anyways and then having to put the material back in and regrassing them. So what we do now is we come in and we just lay a fabric, and it's laying over there. There's a couple extra rolls. And we lay the fabric down, build the road like we would normally build it, and just leave it as it is. When the tournament is over, the contractor will come back and pick up all this gravel, and we'll store it on site somewhere or use it. Pick up the fabric. You still have to sod or seed, one or the other, but you don't have to replace the cutout area. So we try to reuse most of the product on the golf course in some fashion, and it's just the right way to do it. Your job is to try to keep the money costs down, and hopefully we'll succeed.